You walk into a room. Something changes immediately. Someone suddenly stops talking. Another person quickly explains something you never even questioned. Someone else avoids eye contact completely. And you immediately wonder, did I do something wrong? Yet you are not trying to frighten anyone. You are simply being yourself. So why do people react this way? Perhaps you look serious. Perhaps you appear confident. But those are only the visible signs. Underneath them, something much more interesting is happening. And the deeper we look, the more clearly that truth begins to appear. 1. You do not rush to fill the silence. Let's start with this. Most people become uncomfortable when a conversation goes quiet. They begin speaking faster. They add unnecessary details. They laugh, repeat themselves, or reveal more than they intended. You do not. You can pause before answering. You do not treat every silence as an emergency that must immediately be fixed. To you, that pause may feel completely normal. And when you do not rush to rescue them from that moment, they may begin wondering what you are thinking. Do you disagree? Are you judging them? The less you reveal, the more their imagination begins filling in the gaps. But silence alone is not what unsettles them. 2. You do not feed drama. They complain, gossip, provoke, exaggerate. They expect a reaction because reactions give them energy, attention, and influence. But when they bring that drama to you, something unusual happens. Drama often depends on emotional reciprocity. It needs another nervous system to mirror it. You do not give them that response. You may listen without becoming emotionally involved. You may simply refuse to choose a side. And when you remain composed, the other person may suddenly become aware of their own behavior. Your calmness creates contrast. But even that is not the deepest reason. 3. You ask questions that go beyond the performance. Most conversations stay safely near the surface. People talk about work, plans, achievements, and opinions. They present the version of themselves they have learned to show the world. Then, you ask one sincere question. Why does that matter so much to you? Or, what are you afraid would happen if you stopped? You are simply curious. But certain questions move past the rehearsed answer. And when someone has built their confidence around being admired, impressive, funny, successful, a deeper question can feel almost invasive. It suggests that you are not only listening to their words, you are noticing what may be underneath them. And then, many people feel exposed. Because being seen is only comforting when a person is ready to be seen. 4. You do not display every emotion immediately. People constantly read one another for signals. A smile means approval. A frown means disagreement. Nervous laughter means uncertainty. Excitement means interest. These signals make social situations predictable. But perhaps your reactions are more measured. You do not smile simply to reassure someone. You do not pretend to be impressed. This can make you difficult to read. So when your face does not provide immediate reassurance, people may assume you are judging them, hiding something, or seeing through them. In reality, you may simply be thoughtful. But to someone who depends heavily on external feedback, your emotional independence can feel like rejection. And now we are getting closer to the real source of their discomfort. It is not that you show no emotion. It is that your emotions do not appear available for them to manage. 5. You notice contradictions. You remember what people say. Not only the facts, but the changes in tone. The difference between what someone promises and what they repeatedly do. You notice when kindness appears only in front of certain people. You may never confront them. You may never even mention what you saw. But people often sense when they have been accurately observed, even when nothing is said. And that can make them nervous. A person wants to decide how others interpret their actions. They offer an explanation, display the correct emotion, and expect everyone to accept the version they have presented. But if you pay attention to patterns instead of isolated moments, the story becomes harder to control. Your interpretation is not always correct. Nobody reads people perfectly. But your willingness to observe before believing can make others feel that they have to be consistent and honest. And for some people, that expectation feels more threatening than open confrontation. 6. Your boundaries do not require a long explanation. You can say no, not always comfortably, but when something crosses a line, you may end a conversation that becomes disrespectful. You may stop giving access to someone who repeatedly mistreats you. You may decline a request without an elaborate excuse. This can surprise people who are accustomed to negotiating every boundary. They may ask why. They may even become offended, withdraw affection, or try to make you feel selfish. But your answer remains the same. The boundary tells people what you will participate in and what you will not. Healthy people may not always like your boundaries, but they will respect them. Those who benefited from your lack of boundaries are more likely to call you difficult, and that reaction reveals something important. Sometimes people are intimidated because they have discovered that they cannot move your boundaries. 7. You do not need everyone to approve of you. This may be the quality people notice last, but feel first. You can tolerate being misunderstood. You do not enjoy it, but you are not willing to abandon yourself every time someone forms an unfavorable opinion. You do not agree simply to keep the peace. You do not change your personality for every room. This creates a kind of freedom that many people want but have not yet developed. Because someone who needs approval can be controlled through rejection. Someone who fears conflict can be controlled through anger. Someone who fears abandonment can be controlled through withdrawal. But when you are willing to survive another person's disappointment, many of those methods begin losing their power. That is when the real pattern finally becomes visible. The hidden truth. People were never reacting only to your silence, or your questions, or your ability to notice contradictions. What unsettled them was what all those qualities suggested. You might not be easily controlled. They could not force you to speak by creating an uncomfortable silence. They could not pull you into chaos by becoming dramatic. They could not change your decisions simply by making you feel guilty. And perhaps, most importantly, they could not make you abandon yourself just to make them comfortable. But there is one final truth beneath even that. You do not intimidate everyone. Secure people are rarely threatened by another person's calmness, boundaries, awareness, or independence. They may respect those qualities. They may even feel safer around them. The people who feel most intimidated are often confronting something inside themselves. Your silence may reveal their need for reassurance. Your boundaries may reveal their habit of overstepping. Your independence may reveal how much of their identity depends on approval. People often react less to who you are than to what your presence reflects back to them. So perhaps you do not intimidate people as much as you reveal them. Psychology calls this projection. Maybe you have spent years trying to become easier for everyone else to handle. You explained boundaries that required no explanation. You softened the truth and accepted behavior that quietly exhausted you. And perhaps kindness was part of your reason. But kindness does not require self-erasure. You can remain warm without becoming easy to manipulate. You can be compassionate without surrendering every boundary. And you can be deeply human without making yourself predictable enough for everyone to control. The right people will not need you to become smaller. They will meet you honestly because honesty is not threatening to them. So the next time someone seems unsettled by your presence, stay open, stay humble. But do not automatically apologize for qualities that took you years to build. Maybe you've spent years believing you were too much, too quiet, too serious, too difficult. But perhaps you weren't making other people uncomfortable. Perhaps you were simply refusing to become someone smaller than you really are. The people who truly belong in your life won't need less of you. They'll simply meet more of you. And that is milk and honey for your soul.